Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Babael here. We are now looking at Wensushi, the legendary player and EHL1 champion from ManaSurge, playing off against Manjuu from Impunity. The game has started, and as in is starting right now, and without further ado, I do believe we are going into the game.
Yes, and I don't know how I tended to predicted this, but you're right by saying that he is keeping the ace card of the rogue up his sleeve and starting off with the Druid now, which I think is a fine choice for trying to counter a Mage. And as we can see here, with the Flame Strike in hand, it's quite possible that Manjuu sort of reverted back to more of a control Mage in prediction of maybe even seeing this Druid. So this will be a very tight battle, and I'd probably give them either side maybe 50-50, and we'll see how we go. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, it really depends on what's going to happen with this Druid here of Wensushi. Never really seen him play Druid much. He did say it's his favorite class, but I'm kind of skeptical when it comes to stuff like that. You know, people are just saying the things that they don't mean, and hopefully everything is going to be okay. Of course, now we're fixing some form of a stream technical difficulty in trying to get you guys the game very quickly, but should be over in just about a few minutes, and here we go.
Alright, no worries. Well, as we can see here, Wensushi's coined into that wild growth. I'm a huge fan of that. Obviously, why keep the coin on when you can just wild growth in and then have that extra mana for every subsequent turn? So that's a really good start for him. Obviously, Wensushi playing a ramp druid just by seeing that. Okay, and we have Manjuu here going for the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Very solid card overall. Slightly on the aggressive side, but with the 2 health, won't be too easily removed unless Wensushi, you know, like hits it twice or uses a Wrath or something like that. So he'll probably end up squeezing some value.
Yep, it does seem like it's going to be the case there. That say Wensushi's hand looks completely disgusting. Ragnarok's Electroza swipe as well as Druid Claw may not be that bad, seeing how he has got a little bit extra mana into turn number 4, which is now with 5 mana crystals. He should be able to play at his swipe, which would clear the board, and yes, that's his play. Drift Claw will be his next turn's play, unless he gets something even better.
Yeah, look, not terrible with the swipe, but obviously, you know, you want to be hitting more targets when possible. Interesting to hear about that Electroza in a Druid hand. I've never really seen that before, and it totally can work. And now he casts out the Canned Bloodhoof. If you want board presence, that's the card, man. That's a good play.
Yeah, that's one hell of a cash cow there.
Literally, Can and his brother being, you know, Taurens, which are basically cows, right?
Yeah. Anyway, back to Manjuu. It's nice to see that you have pointed out also that he has switched between the tempo bit down mage into a little bit more of a control mage with the same Fireball Sunga and Tornadoes there. And the only problem with this particular deck is that it's kind of a little bit slow, and definitely he needs to find some way to address the 4-5. I would see the Polymorph in his hand as a direct answer.
Yeah, look, you got 2 options. One is you poly, fire and forget, and the other is that you frost it down and then you just try to damage it out over time. And I'm thinking he would want to set up some good Antonidas turns and whatnot later on. Maybe keep the Frosty so he can get a Fireball out of his Archmage Antonidas that we can see in his hand in the future. So you got a sort of future plan. So I'd be inclined to just go for the poly. I mean, it's not an ultimate poly, but it's not a bad value poly either. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes for a Polymorph.
Yeah.
You know, the other option maybe even just to throw out an Azure Drake, put your own threat on the board, but it's just going to get knocked out straight away. So that's kind of a bit of anti-value. I'd be going for the poly. What would you do?
Same, but I think Manjuu is making a very tough decision here because he could potentially just be running either one Polymorph, or he doesn't want to play poly into a current Bloodhoof, seeing the fact that it is, it's troublesome. We all know, we all dread hitting, or rather dealing with the 4-5, but something that's a little bit beefier would be a better answer in that sense. So here comes the Sushi attack, and that's going to be 4-4 on the field. Plus the one from himself, and that's Druid Claw in the cat form. A little bit weird to see that, but that's a lot of aggressive approach that he's taking right now.
It is rare to see it, and I do like it. When you think about it, you know, even if he made it a 4-6, that's still hittable by a Fireball. It's still out of range of a Frosty. It's a good way in this position to counter a Mage, or not to counter a Mage, but it's effective use against a Mage. So I like the play. It's pretty good. Now we've got options though for Manjuu, and I like all these cards he's got in here. He can set something up. It's just a matter of in what order and how he does it. Wouldn't be surprised to see a a water elemental come out, and then maybe like a frostbolt or a ping on the can or something like that. That water elemental, man, I just have to give props out to water ellies. 3/6 and freezes things for 4 mana. That's value. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. Now what I would have done here is I would have pinged the 4/1. Sorry, I will ping the 4/1. I will throw a Frostbolt down to Bane. And potentially just maybe, yeah, Arcane Intellect, that's it. Sorry, cannot even do that, right? So we just enter. Yep. The rationale for that is that we're going to try and play into a little bit of a Flame Strike next turn. He can also play the Water Alley here, which would take both the opponent's minions, which is Sushi's Drift of Claw as well as Baneblood Hoof, to try and knock down this alley. And both of them get frozen as well. But here comes a YOLO Rag. Okay, it's just 50-50, guys. I understand it's not as YOLO as we want it to be, but Ragnaros is going to throw Fireball directly to the face of Jaina. Jaina takes a hit, and now he draws into Ice Block. Manjuu very far behind. How is he going to deal with this situation here?
That is, well, he really needed the Ice Block, not going to lie. You can't easily kill everything off here. So he does have to survive another turn, and Ice Block's the only way to allow that. I think, from what I can see just really quickly here. So, look, the YOLO Rag was a good play. I think it's fine in the situation where you will have lethal the following turn anyway, even if you do hit the face, to use a YOLO Rag. So I like the play. I love how Wensushi's playing his Druid at the moment. It's just a matter of if Manjuu can survive and for how long. I'm thinking Wensushi's got this.
Yep, for sure. Now, there is a Flame Strike in the hand here for Manjuu. So, given this aggressive approach from Wensushi, if he does survive this next turn, he can definitely play the Flame Strike quickly, and it's actually going to Frostbolt 4/1 as well to prevent taking further damage here. So technically, the minions in the field are not very tough. They're just 1 toughness for the Drift of Claw as well as the small little cute looking ship there, and 4/2 for Bane Bloodhoof. Now looking at the hand, it is going to be a Ancient of Lore into Ancient Teachings, picking up Swipe as well as a Healing Touch. So Wensushi is very, very happy with this situation here. The only question is, what's he going to do? Mark of the Wall on the 1/1, dealing 3 damage in total to the face, I believe, and Flame Strike for sure.
Oh, look, you have to Flame Strike, and he has to throw out the Arcane Missiles as well. And he does just that, and cleans up the board, keeps him alive for another turn, and I guess he does, like Frost to the face for Wensushi as well, and he's managed to not use the Ice Block, so
I have to
he's still in it. He's still in it.
If the alley didn't freeze the face, he would have died this turn. But still, anyway, top type Plumage Tunnels, who cares, right? Swipe the deal, direct 5 damage, and down goes Manjuu.
That was a pretty quick game, really, and really well played. I like Wensushi's deck from what I've seen so far. Yeah, I might even have a quick squeeze at his full deck later and take notes. Well played.
Yeah, very, very nice deck that Wensushi has there. But this is just the first game. He needs to win 4 more. And he has got 2 lives. One class has been disclosed to be the Druid. The other one, I'm guessing, it's still gonna be the Miracle Rogue, the Malygos version. But we have Kriya, we have Trinity, both of them raring to go. Will we see a grudge match between Wensushi and Kriya? That's what I want to watch. It's like we find an opportunity to get these 2 guys to sit down again. A lot of pride and egos in the line here in the Hearthstone Standoff, and hopefully we will have some good games to show you guys. That said, we're gonna go for a little bit of a break, but before that, Jerds, do you have any insights, last minute analysis going into the previous game?
Yeah, like really good game. I respect both decks. I think both were a fine choice and a good matchup. I would have played 50-50 if I was to do a coin toss on it. Basically, either one could have won, just based on the cards and the skill at the time. So, but the way that Wensushi played it with the aggressive cat, going to the face with the YOLO Rag, or just throwing out the rag, and if it hit the face, then that's fine because he's in lethal range and things like that. So much pressure. I like how he played it. And look, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see that epic matchup you were just talking about to finish it off. If you want to start a comeback, you start it with 1 win, step by step, buddy, and he's done it with the first game. So yeah, we'll see what happens after this.
Yep, exactly. So we're going for a short break right now. We'll be back. Don't go away. The next series is going to be very, very interesting. Trust me. You will not want to miss that. That said, this is Babael. Joining me is Jerds. See you guys in a short while.